This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Nets in Brooklyn. Checking out Brooklyn, dismal record over the last 10 games, just 2-8. Nothing seems to be going their way right now. And the topic here, prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
Because the one thing about playing up-tempo, Ernie, it brings you back to the roots of the game, why you started playing. If you ever go to a pickup game, you ever go to a park game, no one's stopping play and calling plays. They're going up and down. The big fella Shaq, when he first came into the league, the first thing I saw was him grab the ball.
Conference matchup in today's game is the 76ers coming to town for this one. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports.
I tell you to talk though.
I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. The Philadelphia 76ers come into tonight's game after losing earlier in the season in their last game against the Brooklyn Nets.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
Well, they weren't doing their work early. They weren't carving out space for themselves under the glass, and guys just weren't working hard enough in my estimation.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Hollis Thompson is out there with Ish Smith. Then it's Noel. Then it's Robert Covington. And it's Grant in at the 4 spot. And last year, quite a rookie campaign for Nerlens Noel. He had the ACL injury he sustained in college. Missed his first full season with the Sixers. And like you've talked about, you know, he came back and really, with a flourish, made a mark his first year in the league.
And Kevin, a lot of people wondered, how would he bounce back from that knee? And I'd have to say it was pretty good. I mean, finished third in the voting for Rookie of the Year.
Clock is at 3. From deep, it's tipped, and he recovers it. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Here's Flash. There's a screen. And Watson has it in the corner. The rebound by Grant.
And, you know, getting back to Nerlens Noel, if it weren't for the ACL tear, he may have been the first player drafted in 2K13. His 8 rebounds and nearly 2 blocks a game as a rookie show he has the talent.
Another miss by Philadelphia.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing on that possession. They were all over him on the perimeter.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Smith kicks to Thompson. Back to Smith. Noel sets a screen for Smith. Clock at 6. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And one thing to note about Nerlens Noel, last season, he was a beast. He averaged almost 2 steals a game as a rookie center. That tells me he has more than just quickness and length, guys. He has great anticipation and still one of the best motors I have ever seen.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I caught up with head coach Brett Brown. He knows they're up against a team that plays best when they're getting to the rim. He told me that their #1 concern is going to be sliding over to help on any drives and closing up any lanes to the hoop as quickly as possible. Good rotation is key, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Clutch. 5 points in the game. Now, here's Watson. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Thompson. Back to Smith. Over to the left wing. For three, Covington. Brooklyn with the rebound. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And with the number of turnovers they had in that game, guys, it was going to be an uphill battle all the way.
Especially when you couple the turnovers with the soft defense they were playing. That's a losing combination.
Now, here is Smith. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And there's the whistle. That goes on Flash. On defense, Brooklyn. Covington kicks to Noel. Last season, the first season of action for Nerlens Noel, officially a rookie. After sitting out the 2014 season, he looked good, and he got better as the season was going on.
A great point. I think that year off really helped him grow as a player. Coming into the draft when he came out, he was a guy who I thought had one of the most unbelievable motors I had ever seen. And you know what? Everything he was hyped up to be, he lived up to on the defensive end.
And there's the pass to Insanity. Right wing. They set the screen. Here's Flash. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Flash has got 5 points so far.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
It just seems like they're a step slow today. Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold and not.
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
Yeah, they needed the timeout here. Thing to try to get them to forget about the missed shots and get themselves back on track.
Here's Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. In transition, here come the Nets. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
Now the dish to Covington. Inside, Noel. No luck. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Watson with it. Takes a three. Here's Dane. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And that one's good. Noel. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 17-3 run. Here's Flash, covered by Smith. And stolen by Noel. Thompson outside. Kicks it to Covington. There's a screen by Noel. Off the screen. The shot is off.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
Now, here is Smith. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Screen by Grant. Smith dishes to Noel. Shot clock at 6. Here's Covington. Misses in close.
Tell you what, boy, it's hard to watch when the guy gets good shots and misses them. He's missed everything this quarter.
Clutch the pass to Watson. Nets passing it around. Pass to Insanity. For 3. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
String music scorching those Nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. 1:30 left here in the first quarter. Smith kicks to Thompson. Grant up top. Here's Covington. He's covered by Watson. In transition, here come the Nets. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Here's Noel after the basket by Brooklyn. Smith left side. 6 to shoot. Smith drawn the double team. Here's Grant, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Good on both. There's 39 seconds left here in the opening quarter. That's tipped. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. The coast-to-coast dunk.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
And so here is Philadelphia after the basket by Brooklyn. And here's Covington from the arc. Brooklyn with the rebound.
I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Insanity. Here's Dame. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Bucket's got 6 points.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly.
We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Brooklyn ahead, running away with this one. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, we've got Robert Covington. Noel is out there with Cannon, and it's Holmes in at the 4.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team. It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Philadelphia with the ball. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Watson, takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Here's Flash. He has 7. Can't get it to go. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. There's a screen by Noel.
Hello?
Takes it off the glass. Noel's got 7 points. Nets leading by 21. Here's Flash. Passes to Insanity. The three-pointer, no good. The 76ers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Here's Noel. Lays it up and banks it in. Noel's got 4 points this quarter.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Here's Clutch. Here's Dame. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off. Talk about some great numbers for buckets. He has 8 points and a block.
The 76ers making a switch here. Landry's checked in. There's the pass to Holmes. It's blocked. To the middle. Here's Clutch. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And check out the bounce.
Bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Philadelphia shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. First one falls for him.
2 shots.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and we're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will. In time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And so here is Philadelphia following the bucket by the Nets. And yes, sir, that one drops.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injuries.
Here's Flash. He has 7. Here's Clutch. Clock at 6. No good off the back of the rim.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And Philadelphia has possession. There's a good screen. Cannon. No one near him. And Carl Landry picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Nets leading by 21. Pass to Insanity. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. He preached patient offense and encouraged his guys to use the shot clock. He wants his guys to be deliberate. And before the huddle broke up, he mentioned playing active defense in transition, telling his guys to be very quick to get back when the ball changes hands. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Well, if you really want to make things hard on yourself, that's exactly how to do it. Turnovers on back-to-back trips down the floor.
They're not doing themselves any favors at this point. They've got to stabilize their offense with just sound execution.
Stolen by Grant. Cannon kicks to Smith. Smith drawn the double team. Cannon from long range. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And Philadelphia making a change here. Thompson's checked in. Pass to Smith. Shot clock at 5. There's the pick. From deep. And that one's good. Smith's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Here's Flash. He has 7. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Here's Smith. After the basket by Brooklyn. Landry with a screen for Smith. Out to Thompson. Fires for 3. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Thompson's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And Flash gets it to go.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Now, here is Smith. Defense is right there. And Thompson kicks to Landry. A rebound by the Nets. Insanity's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And for Carl Landry, he powered his way through the league a few years back, but somewhere along the line, Clark, his game kind of topped out.
His best season, Kevin, he averaged 18 and 7. I think injuries have been a factor, but last year was down to 7 and 4 his game averages, so he's starting to slide.
In transition, here come the Nets. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, it's been a good game tonight for Clutch. 9 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Brook Lopez is checked in for buckets. Nerlens Noel checks in for Philadelphia.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical. Pretty passing, timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Buckets. He's checked in for Brook Lopez. They get it again. Second chance shot. Here's Insanity. Knocks it loose. They shoot again. Game. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, you know, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And, you know, Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
And that one's good. 15 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Flash. 15 points in the game. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Covington. And the release was before the buzzer. And through one half, it hit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal. It was a fast pace for Brooklyn at the outset. They did it just. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Really an extraordinary game for Flash. 15 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
And that's been an important part of his game today. It's really spaced the floor.
Insanity is out there with buckets. And it's Clutch. And there's Flash. And it's Watson in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Clutch. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
In the last month, let's see how the Sixers perform. 14th in steals, 15th in fewest turnovers per game. And team assists, not a strong point for this team. Top 20 in the league. They tend to do a lot of their scoring off one-on-one moves.
Cuts off the pass. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. The 76ers shooting a meager 37% for the game. Smith dishes to Grant. Screen by Smith. For 3, Covington. Brooklyn with the rebound. Bucket's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Covington, and the layup's good off the glass. Covington's got 7 points in the game.
Well, you can't give him that kind of a position in the post.
Oh, without question. I mean, when he gets it in that tight and that close, that's easy.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Brooklyn's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the 3 ball well. Stolen by Thompson. Smith, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it. Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
And again, it's the Nets missing. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to Denver.
Yeah, and the foul trouble coming down the stretch. They didn't have the guys on the floor you'd like to have out there, nor could they be as aggressive on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and because of the foul trouble, they really didn't want to incur more foul trouble, so they backed off and became passive, and that's no way to play defense.
Philadelphia shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Clutch. He's got 14. Watson for 3. No good. And it's Philadelphia the other way. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. Here's Clutch. Oh! And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. Offensively, he wants them to work the ball around. He stressed the need to find good shots, not quick shots. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the 4th quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. And Brooklyn has possession. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Watson. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have... come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out. You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Smith outside. He feeds it to Grant. This one for three. That's good. Grant's got 8 points in the quarter.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Partner, that's assuming they can continue that hot shooting. But if they do, and especially if they can get a few stops, you have to think they'll make this thing interesting.
Buckets, he's checked in for Brooklyn. The 76ers also with a sub. Cannon, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Inside, here's Dame. No good. Some solid defense from Grant. And he lays it straight in.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that for a little bit of a limerick?
I'm going to let it slide.
Here's Flash. 76ers getting the bucket. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And it's 9 points for Insanity.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Smith outside. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Nets.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. And guys,
Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk.
And Philadelphia has possession. After the basket by Brooklyn, here's Noel. That's good. Noel's got 4 this quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Here's Flash, and it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Nets ball. Brooklyn leading by 21. He kicks to Watson. 4 on the clock. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul.
Here's Flash, covered by Smith. And here's Watson. 11 points in the game. Shot clock at 2. Pulls up on the wing. And that misses everything.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Smith kicks to Grant. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got into it there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Clutch. He's covered by Thompson. From deep three-point range. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Thompson passes to Grant. And that's on a bounce. Philadelphia. Philadelphia will retain possession. Well, these small forwards may not be the biggest players in the NBA, but they can still get up there. They're leading their position in block shots since the All-Star break.
Timeout for the 76ers.
And Brett Brown wants a timeout.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of the points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Young's checked in for the Nets. The Cobra comes in for Bogdanovich.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted. He's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Insanity, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Now here's Noel. He's got 15. Screened by Grant. Thompson in the corner. Wide open. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
The 76ers trail by 21. Smith dishes to Cannon. There's the feed to Grant. Smith outside. There's a screen by Noel. Now here is Smith, guarded closely. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's Clutch. 18 points for him. A three-pointer is right on target.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Smith kicks to Noel. The layup off target.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish. Somebody forgot to finish it.
Watson with it, working on Thompson. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
The 76ers have gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. Tipped away. Noel passes to Thompson. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Insanity. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. Watson's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Now here is Smith, guarded closely. There's a screen by Noel. Cannon from long range. And that is good. Cannon's got 6 points.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though...
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Nets out in front, running over 2K Sports. Back in a moment here in Brooklyn. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. They've got Hollis Thompson. Grant is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Holmes in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Smith on the wing. Dishes it to Thompson. Here's Clutch. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
That's good.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Well, this is nothing new. There is some debate on how successful
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
in the NBA. A lot of players have demanded max contract money but haven't lived up to the pay. And in my opinion, there are only about 15 guys worthy of max contracts in the league in any given year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Buckets. He's checked in for Lopez. Insanity comes in for Young. And it's the Cobra in for Bogdanovich. Here's Smith. following the bucket by the Nets. That's tipped. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break for the finish. Whoa!
Climbing the ladder for the 360. That's major bounce right there.
Yeah, Clark, he was sky high on the finish.
And how about the athleticism, coordination, and obviously a lot of confidence to pull something like that off?
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Here's Clutch. The shot is off.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Smith drawn the double team. Grant, that's good. Grant's got 14 points now in the second half.
That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop, guys.
There's a screen. Passes it to Clutch. He dishes it to Watson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Been a solid outing for the Cobra. 13 points and 8 dimes.
And we really just need to take a second to appreciate all-around effort he's put out there today.
Well, the numbers paint the picture, and he has been what we call in my vernacular, you know where I'm going here, guys, stat sheet stuffer supreme.
Oh, supreme. So that takes it to a whole another level when you get supreme in terms of your stats.
Kelloggese, right? Kelloggese.
You know, for so long, the NBA has had 12-minute quarters. In last year's preseason, they began experimenting with the 10-minute quarters. Players seem to like it, but it would be a huge change philosophically in terms of how the game is played.
And both free throws good for Covington. And Clark, with the 10-minute quarters, the players felt like they were fresher during the game. Still, removing 8 minutes from an NBA game does have huge consequences.
Well, we must remember it's being experimented with right now, so keep that in mind. They also talked about shortening the preseason and doing other things to keep players fresher during the year. I like the thought process.
Philadelphia with the ball after the basket by Brooklyn, and he gets it to go.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
Watson, the pass to Clutch. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Over to the left wing. Here's Covington. It's hauled in by Watson.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused the miss.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in. For buckets. Bogdanovich comes in for insanity. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Clutch, and Shane Larkin subbed in for Flash. Philadelphia also making some changes. Noel comes in for Elton Brand, and it's Isaiah Cannon in for Nick Stauskas.
And Commissioner Silver taking a bold stance on sports betting. I mean, going into last season, he wrote that op-ed piece saying that it needs to be legalized federally. It basically brought into the light of day.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. McCullough's checked in for Bogdanovich. Clutch comes in for Wayne Ellington. And Flash is subbed in for Larkin. And Philadelphia. Also making a switch. Weems is checked in and is going to get whistled for that foul. Gee, that was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Buckets. He's checked in for McCullough. And it's Insanity in for Thomas Robinson. Robert Covington's checked in for the 76ers. Watson's shot is good. Watson's got 19 points. And for Commissioner Silver arguing for legalized sports betting, that's a major reversal from what most sports commissioners Clark had said in the past.
Yeah, you know, I like his open-mindedness, not just about that issue, but a number of issues that confront the league. And, you know, he's right in regards to the gambling. With the internet, people are making these bets anyway, so it makes sense for the league to take a look at it. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Philadelphia's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. With some arc. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession.
Now into the lineup for the 76ers.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. 6 to shoot. Cannon. Another miss by Philadelphia.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it, and that's critical. You can shoot a lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim. And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
The rebound by the Nets.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter, and that's an understatement.
Here's Watson. Here's Insanity. The pass to Clutch. Pass to Flash. Here's Insanity. Soft touch off the glass.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Flash. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
It's still pretty early to judge, but so far the 2014 draft class has lived up to the hype. The top guys were as good. Is promised and a lot of talent down later in the draft as well.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Robinson's checked in for Buckets. Young comes in for Insanity, and it's Bogdanovich in for the Cobra. Some changes for Brooklyn. Buckets, he's checked in for Thomas Robinson. Insanity comes in for Thaddeus Young. And it's the Cobra in for Bogdanovich. For 3, Stauskas. That's good. With the 2014 draft class, Clark, it was so hyped up, a lot of teams probably didn't care that they were losing some games at the end of the year as they themselves were testing some younger players on their roster.
Yeah, agree with you wholeheartedly there. And you look at the guys from that class, many of them have star potential.
Here's Cannon. Landry with the screen. Passes to Holmes. Tries from 10, but he gets it back. And here's Stauskas from the arc. Brooklyn with the rebound. Clutch has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nets.
Clark, they simply ran him off the court.
It was all about the transition game. Fast break points, the difference.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Clutch. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Fires from deep. Let's keep it alive. Here's Dame, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
Now, here is Landry. Feeds to Cannon. That's tipped. Holmes passes to Stauskas. Shoots. Can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will come the other way. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
23 seconds left in the game. Clutch the pass to Buckets. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
And it's blocked. Now Watson shoots the three. Gets it to fall.
And we're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an